Now we're live. All right, so once again, guys, thank you so much and welcome to the Toastmasters group. Everybody, how you guys doing today? We're doing that for you guys, the audience out in the virtual live stream, so welcome. I want to introduce our president, Mr. Andres Hurtado, please. Thank you very much.
This is on.
Is this on?
All right, first mistake. I shouldn't say that. Okay? This microphone should be ready to go. My name is Andres. I am the founder for this club. I am the CEO, founder of a cloud service provider. I've been an entrepreneur for almost all my life. And I just turned 39 years young.
Yeah!
The name of this club is YPE. That stands for Young Professional and Entrepreneurs. And our entire conversation here that I decided to really, I made a decision about like a year ago to really have the space, create the space to young professional and entrepreneurs. And as I said, you could be 50 years young. You could be 16 years young. But the conversation is really how to empower entrepreneurs to become a better, what? Communicators, fantastic. How they can sell more from the stage. Because if you're an entrepreneur, everybody, the mission number one as an entrepreneur is to sell something. And you sell yourself even though if you don't think that you sell.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody is in the position to build trust so that people get to like you, get to know you, and then buy you. So how to build that credibility is really to develop the confidence that you're going to need as an entrepreneur. Even though if you're a solopreneur, you're selling yourself. But it's better when somebody else sells you than when you sell yourself. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
So part of the really being in this club is that we're building the tone. We're setting the tone, the standard for new entrepreneurs. Because so many people get out for themselves in our business, but it's a tragedy that they don't develop themselves. They think that they know everything. And we got in a career for our lives to be in constant development. Because if we don't grow, we die.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a space that actually has been created for entrepreneurs. I've been, as I said, entrepreneur for all my life, 20 years in technology. I started a company when I was 19 years old. I started when I was 18. I sold my first business when I was 26. Okay? And I am in the mission to help another entrepreneurs and other businesses to grow. So, can I say why? May I? I've been, for those 20 years, doing consulting for businesses, medium-sized and enterprise, help them to strategize their operations, their processes. So those medium-sized and big companies can grow and expand. And it's the same strategy that is missing a lot of entrepreneurs. So right now, I'm supporting, I started an incubator, a business incubator, an accelerator. So actually, we help the businesses, we incubate those businesses. If they are under $1 million of revenue, they are still stock for us. If they grow after $1 million, we want to support them to get a strategic and exponential growth and be in the mission to sell those companies maybe over $10 million now. So we provide the funding, lines of credit, seed capital, angel investors, and venture capital. And this beautiful co-working space that we have here, so I would like to thank you, Miami Shirt, and the people that are in those offices back there, because this would not possible if they not offer us this space for us. Yep. So take advantage of this. And I have you see what is going on behind your backyard. I'm not just talking about this building, what is happening back there. They're building World Trade Center, Miami.
Yeah.
There's a lot of development here in Miami. And it's foolish not to take advantage of all the business opportunities that are here happening in this town. What I'm saying is grow yourself, develop yourself, because entrepreneurial mindset is not about you. It's not personal. This conversation is not about me. This is not about you. This conversation is more than that. I don't do personal growth. Why I don't do personal growth? Because entrepreneurial mindset is an impersonal trait. It's not about you. It's about them. It's about the people. So we have the opportunity to really expand here. Now, we know what we're going to do. I would like to bring the Toastmasters for today, which will be Alex Campbell. Thank you, help me out.
Okay, again, welcome. And I will be the person, the Toastmaster of today. And the process is something like this to the people that is visiting us for the first time. Our inspirational talk for today is try to think about conscious money. Okay, it's something like we can vote every single day. We are not voting every 4 years. We are voting every single day with every dollar that we spend. Okay? For example, if we really want to support one restaurant, something like that, we can go there and buy. This is vote and this is conscious money. Okay? So interesting quote for today. Okay, the first part of the meeting will be I will need to present all the Toastmaster people that has to explain their role. Okay. First of all, is Gary. Please explain your role as a timer for us.
Okay, hello fellow Toastmasters. As timer, my duty is to time prepare speeches, table topic speeches, and speech evaluations. I'm going to be using these 3 colors. So when you're up there speaking, the green light or the green little card, it indicates that you are in qualifying time. So when you're up there speaking and you see this, you're okay. You're doing very good. Okay. The yellow, when you see me give you the yellow when you're speaking, that means that it's the target time, which means that
you've hit your goal.
Huh?
You've hit your goal.
Oh, right. So I'm sorry. Hold on. So the green light indicates qualifying time, the yellow light indicates target time, and the red light indicates maximum time. So you will have 30-second grace period, and then I will clap you off stage. That's pretty much it, guys. Once you're up there speaking, just if you see this, you're good. If you see this, you've hit the, you passed the green, and if you see the red, that means that you ran out of time, and I'm going to clap you guys off. Thank you.
Just for the point of clarification, so the prepared speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes. So the green part at 5, 6 yellow, and 7 red, and then the table topics will be 1 to 2.5.
Yes,
One,
that is
two,
correct.
two, so they-
Yep.
Thank you. The second person will be Willie. He's passing the role to her, and basically she is going to be the encounter. Please, can you explain this?
Absolutely. My duty as a outcomer is to listen carefully the verbal pauses, like the hum, like the ums, like the the so, and the buts. Okay. I also keep track of the repeated words, like I, or that. I will count the number of basic speaking errors for each speaker in given report when called at the end of the meeting. All right. So this is the sound that you will hear after.
Okay. Finally, we have two people that will be the general evaluators. Okay. First is Angel Kalana. Please, Angel, explain us.
Hi everyone. What a general evaluator duty is evaluate each of the members that the encounter, the timer, and the speakers, and then the meeting in general how it goes.
Angel?
I know, you're gonna be the.
I think I'm the general evaluator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the evaluator.
Okay.
I know, in that case, it's gonna be one of the speeches.
Yes. Angel will be evaluating the Willie proclaim speech. Okay. Thank you. Okay, and finally is Andrew. Andrew will be evaluating the Andrew Bowles speech.
Sure. So basically what I'm gonna do is use the technique of the sandwich. What that means is I'm gonna give you 3 likes that I liked about your speech. I'm gonna give you then 2 things on how to improve. And the last one is gonna be a critique or feedback. Okay. Thank you.
The reason because we are clapping on the time is to get the energy. Okay? Maintain the energy.
Feels better, doesn't it?
Thank you. So the first speech for today will be Willie. Please welcome. Willie, sure.
Get excited! Come on! I think I saw what he was talking about, the energy thing. Just felt it. Thank you. Well, today, one of the specific things that I'm going to do today is I'm going to focus on one of the 10 speeches. Hello?
Is this thing right?
I'm going to focus on one of the 10 speeches. These are the basic this is from the communication manual. Specifically today, I'm going to focus on research your topic, and the objectives will be to collect information about your topic from numerous sources, carefully support your points and opinions with specific facts, examples, and illustration gathered through research. The illustration part is something that I'm not going to be able to do today, but I'm going to do my best to show you that I have researched my topic. For today, what I'm going to be speaking about specifically is going to be the basics of swing trading. What is, I'm going to go on 4 points. What is swing trading? Who are swing traders? Why should you trade stocks? And how to trade? These are one of the things that I think are essential, especially if you look at how your interest rate increases in your bank account and your savings. It is just not the best thing. What is a swing trader? A swing trader is an individual who looks at the stocks and looks at shares in companies and attempts to gain from a short-term investment. Specifically, a person that holds a stock overnight or for several weeks. It's not a long-term thing that you're going to become rich from, but it's something that could potentially make you 25, 30, 40%, which is better than the 1.000 interest you get in the bank account. And it's important to understand that these things could be all done by trading mutual funds, ETFs, which are exchange-traded funds, REITs, which I don't know how to pronounce, but are real estate investments, and also stock options. It's important to understand that there are many ways to make your money work. And it's something that I finally ended up taking the step to take some classes, and now, hopefully soon by the end of July, I'm going to be a part of the stock, the bull, and the bear market. So I'm excited. Who are swing traders? Swing traders are 2 groups of people. People who trade from home and do it day to day, like myself, where you trade in the morning or you trade in the afternoon, and then you put it on automatic so it sells and buys at a certain price. And there are day traders, which are individuals who buy before the market closes. Buys or sells before the market closes. But one thing that a swing trader is not, is that they're not large institutions. So you don't have these huge companies just trading and swing because they have too much capital, too much to lose. It's more for the individuals just like ourselves that can find an opportunity. You might know that there might be a future Facebook or future LinkedIn or a future company, you say, you know what, I've done my homework and this is exactly where I'm going to go. These are the kind of things that you need to be thinking about, or at least that's what I'm thinking about. But the next one is, why become a swing trader? Like I said before, with the, I think it's a .000, I think I had to count it with a macro was. I think there's like 4 zeros and then there's a 1. I don't even know what the value of that is. I've had money in my bank and then after a bunch, I see 2 cents appear on my account after several months. And if you look at the whole account, it's what, maybe 20 cents out of the entire year. And I'm like, that is not the way I want to go. But here's the thing that I've learned in life. If you're going to grow, you need to take some risk. With risk, there are rewards, and there's potential for loss. But I believe that there is more potential for rewards. And I'm going to take that chance, and I think you should also consider, not maybe specifically in swing trading, but in other parts of your life, either business or other types of investments. So the question that comes to mind is, if you're going to be a swing trader, how will you do it and how will you set it up? So what I found out and what I've established is, you need to find an online trading platform. One of the online trading platforms that I have used is TD Ameritrade, where I found out where not only could you trade online, but also they provide a software called Think or Swim, which is a software that helps you analyze the stocks, helps you understand if you should hold the stock, sell it, buy it. At the same time, even though that they have major companies from all over the industry suggesting at the end of the day, who's more interested in your money, the other people or yourselves? It's always going to be you. So you got to do the homework, you got to get the tools, but you can't you can't get overwhelmed and say, yes, this is exactly what's going on. So I opened the account, and one of the softwares that I use online is called FinViz. FinViz allows you to go and screen stocks to see what type of volume they have, what type of profits, what type of loss, so that you're able to identify specifically what type of companies that you want to invest in. The specifics that I work on are penny stocks, which penny stocks are stocks that are under $5. And the way that I use this is that I find what I'm going to do is like looking through key statistics, seeing the value of the company, and eventually coming to the conclusion after reading the news, saying, okay, this is what I'm going for, and invest X amount of dollars and say, okay, I only want 25 or 30 or 40%, and I'm going to move out. This is such a great opportunity for me, and now I understand why so many people invest, that I hope that this is just the first of many steps for me. So there's 3 things that I want you to keep in consideration. 1, always make your money work for you, no matter what you do. Build strategies on where you're going to invest. And number 3, take action to produce your wealth. Everyone has dreams, and the easiest way to get there is by building your wealth. This is one of many ways, and I encourage you to do something. And I'm going to leave you with a quote, and it states like this: before you speak, listen. Before you write, think. Before you spend, earn. Before you invest, investigate. Before you quit, try. Before you retire, save. Before you die, give. William A. Ward. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Amazing and very inspirational words. Okay, the second speech for today will be in charge of Andrew. Please welcome.
Andrew is right there. That's Jim.
He was here. Please give it up.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. The title of my speech today is The Blessings in Disappointment. Quick show of hands, how many people here have been disappointed any time in their life? See that we're not alone. Today I want to talk about an experience that I had with disappointment and how it changed my life. My speech is simple. I'm just going to divide it into 3 parts. The first part's going to be the pain of disappointment. The second part is rising above the disappointment. And the third part's going to be the blessings of disappointment or the benefits that you get from disappointments. First part. About 3 years ago, I was affected by the real estate crash, the bubble burst, and I lost my property. And I had my family of 5 that I had to start from scratch with. And we were living in a 1-bedroom apartment. So I was really desperate to find suitable accommodation for my family. One day, I looked and I found something that I thought was what I was looking for. That 3-bedroom apartment with some nice friendly neighbors, kids that were the same age as my kids, all the parameters that I was looking for. Made arrangements with the landlord, only to find that when I did show up 15 minutes early, that somebody else was in the apartment signing the paperwork that I thought that I should have been signing. The name was their name, not mine. I can't tell you how disappointed I felt at the time, how frustrated I felt, how betrayed I felt at the time. Felt I'd reached rock bottom and didn't have the energy to bounce back up again. Thank God for good wives. My wife found something on Craigslist. This part of the speech is rising above the disappointment. She found another apartment, really nice, large lot size, better neighborhood. So I made arrangements to go see that property. And speaking to the landlord, I told him that I'm available after work, but he told me that there was somebody else that was going to be looking at the property at lunchtime. But it's okay for me to come up after work. I wasn't satisfied with just showing up after work, after what I had experienced. So I made the sacrifice and came at lunchtime. How many of us know that in order to make the most of an opportunity, you need to make a sacrifice? I showed up, and you wouldn't guess what happened. You're a smart group of people. There was somebody else in the apartment, looking at the apartment before I arrived. We sat, we talked to the landlord, and at the time, he loved the property. And the landlord offered it to him first, and he was the first person there. First come, first serve, right? So he offered it to him, he said, I love the property, but he said he wasn't ready because he had to discuss it with his roommate, he didn't have the funds ready. At that point, the landlord looked at me and said, Andrew, do you like the property? And are you ready? At that moment, I said, of course I'm ready. I can have your funds in 15 minutes. Where's the paperwork? I'll sign. We moved in shortly after, and we stayed there for a couple of years, and we decided we've got to purchase property. It's not enough just to rent. So I started to look into the options. How many of us know that it's important to be connected? Connections are important. I met someone at Toastmasters. He was a financial advisor, and he told me about an organization called NACA, which stands for Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America. And they are able to provide loans for low to middle income families, no down payment, no closing costs, and low interest rate. A lot of what he said sounded too good to be true, so I had to go out and make sure that it was real. I had to verify. I went to the seminar, and it was very informative, and I decided to go ahead and sign up and to get the process started. Now we're ready for the third section of this speech, which is called The Blessings of Disappointment. To my surprise, when I came back from that meeting, my landlord was there waiting for me. And I was surprised because I just paid rent. So I'm like, why is he here? I just paid rent. But he was here because he wanted to present me with an opportunity. He said, Andrew, you're a good tenant, and I want to sell this property to you. And I'm like, why would you want to sell me a duplex? He said, well, because I'm getting old, and I don't want to be a landlord anymore, and I have many properties that I need to get rid of. Would you consider? He offered me a choice of different duplexes to purchase, and I was a little hesitant. I said, let me think about it. So you know what happened? He saw one of those duplexes and said, Andrew, I'm serious. So at that point, I said, okay, I'm serious too. So I went ahead and I went through the process with DACA and I became approved within 15 months. How many of us have ever had somebody come into our lives and try to stop the process of achieving your goal?
Yeah.
Can we identify that? That happened to me. I spoke to an attorney. He said to me, don't give me none of that NACA rubbish. NACA's garbage. Just look on Google. Look at all the complaints about NACA. At that point, he also said to me, NACA is not the answer. I can provide the answer for you. I have many connections. I am here to tell you that we closed on the property December 2015. So NACA was the answer. So what did this experience teach me? It taught me many things, but I'm going to just touch on a few of them. The first thing it taught me is that if disappointment is processed properly, it can prepare you for opportunities in the future. The second lesson it taught me is that sometimes when you come across negative influences that may try to hold you back from achieving your goals, you need to remove those influences so you can achieve that goal that you've gone out after. The final lesson that I want to tell you is that you must always stay connected. Toastmasters, thank you.
We are coming to the second section of the meeting. Okay. This time,
We got one more. We got one more surprise prepared speech. Our guest, Anel. So this is was last minute. So can I tell the quick story? Do you mind if I tell a quick story? So really quick, Anel texts me and I'm like, hey, we're having a public speaking group. She's like, no, I'm actually on my way to prepare for a speech for a class that I have. I'm like, perfect. So why don't you come and give the speech and then I'll record it and you can prepare for it tonight. So she's going to give a speech that she's got to turn in tomorrow. So you guys are all going to be her first audience to give some feedback. So I want to bring up Anel, everybody. There you go. Okay. Yeah.
So thank you so much, Toastmasters, for the opportunity to speak tonight. Tonight I'm going to be speaking about my native Dominican Republic. Just some quick facts and some things that I love and miss about my alma mater, my home, away from home. So I was born in Dominican Republic, which is the central island of Hispaniola. We share this island with Haiti. We are what is called the cradle of the Americas. It's actually the first island that Columbus first discovered in 1492. It's actually one of the sites of the oldest historical cities called Zona Colonial. And it's actually one of my favorite parts of Dominican Republic. It's so full of life and history, and it's just a really amazing place. If you're ever in Dominican Republic, I know you're probably in Punta Cana, but make your way to Santo Domingo, and please go ahead and visit that. It's just an incredible place to be. Some of the memories that I have are probably my favorite memories are driving to the northern coast called, there's a province called Samaná, and there's a beautiful beach called Las Galeras, which is actually you drive up a mountain. And at one point it was basically the width of a car. And it was very scary going up. And what you do is you get to the top of a mountain and it's just this beautiful, pristine, white sand beach. And there's a waterfall at a beach on a mountain. So it's just this incredible place that just really takes you to another place. So anytime that I'm feeling down or anytime that I'm feeling not at an optimum, that's like my happy place that I go to in my mind. The other things that I love about my country that I really miss a lot are, of course, the food, the people, the warmth of everyone that you come in contact with, from the street vendors to, you know, just the atmosphere. I remember I was just there in March and coming out of the plane off the airport, there's people, you know, with trays of, you know, wrong. And there's food vendors right at the airport, and everyone's just welcoming you so warmly to a place that you've been away from. And it really is like the most exquisite coming home party, I guess, to get off the plane and have that receive you. So coming to America, I was 8 years old, and it was such a culture shock to come to a place where I didn't know the language, I didn't know the cultures. My family did come as immigrants. We did not come with the intention of staying, and something happened and we did end up staying. So for me to lose that home feeling at 8 years old was just such a shock for me. So, coming to a place where you don't know the language, you don't know the culture, and you have to start all over again, that was something that was it was a turning point in my life where even as a child, I really understood that I had to adapt to my surroundings. So from the age of 8 years old, I really had to learn how to be flexible, to be adaptable, to learn to kind of just go with the flow. And, of course I learned English, and there's a lot of trials that you go as, when you come to a new place. There's a lot of trials, especially as an immigrant from one place to another, especially in a country like America. At that point, my family, decided to go ahead and apply for our citizenship and apply for our process, which of course, if any of you have gone through that process, is an extensive process. But nonetheless, it's a very, very rewarding process. In the summer of 2007, I was sworn in as an American citizen. I actually had the opportunity of actually visiting the Statue of Liberty to commence that amazing accomplishment. So, of course, July 4th is my favorite holiday, and because of that reason. So, just to finish up here, my new home in the United States, I've enjoyed a lot of freedoms that I normally would have not have been able to enjoy, even living in my home in Dominican Republic. The governmental system is completely different. The politics are completely different. So it's not a perfect place, but it definitely is the best place to be and to live and to thrive. As an entrepreneur, I am an interior designer. I've been afforded some incredible opportunities being able to study here that I would have not been able to have in Dominican Republic. So I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity of actually having grown up here and gone to school here, learning English, and just being able to really pursue my dreams. It really, America really is the land of opportunity. It's the land where you can really accomplish your dreams. So I'm extremely grateful to actually have that opportunity that I didn't even know I had when I was so young, and it was just available to me. So not a lot of people get that opportunity. And of course, I'm extremely open to the future. I'm excited to be in, particularly in a phase of my life, here in the United States, in Miami, because I moved from Orlando to Miami recently. And so I'm just really excited for the future. So one thing that I thought of, kind of just when I was, thinking about my Dominican Republic was, Uncle Sam may have my taxes, but Dominican Republic will always have my heart.
Beautiful country. Okay. Now we are in the second part of the second section of the meeting. It's called Table Topics. And this is the opportunity to speak just for a couple of minutes. Okay. And it's very, how do you say, interactive. It's very cool. Okay. So welcome to Ray.
Thank you, Alex. Okay, so we're going to go over quickly. Yes. Okay, so table topics. You're guys going to be looking at Gary. You're going to be looking for that green card. It feels like a long time up here, but you want to hit that 1 minute. If you can make it all the way to the yellow card, then you did perfectly. It's 1.5 minutes. If you make it to the red card, it's 2 minutes. It's going to clap you off. Okay, so today our topic is failure. We've got a couple different questions on it. You guys just want to talk and just give the best speech you can. So I'm going to say the question first, and then I'm going to let somebody volunteer, or I will volunteer you. So first question is define failure. Who would like to define failure? All right, Andrew. Yes. Define failure.
This is how I define failure. Failure is not making a mistake, because we all make mistakes. Failure is not performing badly, because we will perform badly. Failure is not getting up. You know, you've fallen down and you're on the ground and you haven't got up again. Maybe that's, for me, personal. I was kind of weak at math. At school, I failed a lot, but I kept taking it over and over and over and over again. I don't know how many times I took it over, but I made sure that after 20 times I passed. So I don't consider myself a failure at math because I kept taking it until I got the result I needed. So just making a mistake is just one thing, it's part of the process, but failure is when you stay on the ground after you've fallen down. It's very important to get up again and to keep going. Toastmaster.
57 seconds.
Oh.
Very good. So,
We'll let you slide on that one. All right. What failure of the past has impacted you the most today? What failure from the past has impacted you the most today? Who would like to answer this? Really? You want to do it? I volunteer. You're safe, Lily. All right.
Oh, thank you.
Anel, everybody.
This is such a random story. So, in 2004, let me actually go back. In 2003, I graduated high school, and my brother had this phenomenal idea to join the Navy. And at that point, I actually had my own business with a cousin of mine, who we were teammates. And so that business just tanked. I mean, it tanked badly. It was just horrible. And so at that point, we were like, okay, we've got some choices. We're young, we just graduated high school, so what are our choices? We sold the business, we split it, you know, the profit that we had at the end, and my brother just kept introducing the idea of joining the Navy with him. And I did. And it was an incredible experience. I did what was called a delayed entry program, which is, you know, when you join, right before you swear in, they actually delay you a year by the time that you go into boot camp. And so I trained, got into the best shape of my life. I, you know, did everything, cut my hair, you know, had like 2 inches of hair. And then I was running in 2004, late 2004. I was running, training, and I fell in a hole that was 3 feet deep. I blew out my ACL, my knee, I almost had to get it replaced. And that, literally that accident changed my entire life because I was not able to leave to the Navy. I had to stay back. And that's when I decided to go to design school. So that is how I became an interior designer.
Thank you. All right, so I just want to touch on her story. If you guys are giving a speech, a great way to give a speech is to tell a story. All right, so that's good. What would you tell your younger self about failure? You're up. What would you tell your younger self about failure?
Well, hello, everybody. Well, failure is a sensitive topic. For me, I think we all have experienced failure at some point of our lives, and I think failure is a state of mind more than an actual thing. But I will tell my younger self, and at this point, I really feel that this is a different person. I'm already 35. I came to this country when I was 23. I was so energized, so ambitious. I thought I wanted something, and I was so determined to achieve those goals. I actually came with the idea to just learn and improve my English and then go to Europe. But it didn't work out that way. I first struggled and then I found opportunities. And it was thanks to my struggles that I am the person that I am today. So I guess I would tell my younger self, chill out, enjoy. Don't work so hard trying to get to a place. Because I think sometimes when you're so focused and trying to achieve a goal, you forget about living the moment. So I think I missed that, and I want to tell that girl to do what she was doing, but enjoy your 20s. Enjoy every year, every moment, every second of your life, because you're never going to get the time back. And continue learning from your failures, because as of today, I still experience failure. And for me, failure is just a synonym of lessons in life. Until you feel that you learn something, you're stuck in there. And that's it.
So true, so true. All right. Which failure do you keep repeating? Which failure do you keep repeating? All right, Jimmy, you're up, buddy. Come on. What failure do you keep repeating?
All right. Hi, how's everybody doing?
Great.
Great.
I'm doing wonderful. What failure that I keep doing? I guess I have to say, just not paying attention to the right moment to take the advantage that I need to take. Because when we all do, a lot of time, we get so stuck into the moment of just the struggle. And you're not paying attention for the way out. You keep focusing on the fact that you're stuck. And I've always taken too long in that department, just focusing too much on the struggle. So from here on out, my goal is to just not pay attention to the fact that I'm not winning. Just look for that key door. Pay attention to the light. Because at the end of the day, failure is just a lesson. It's a lesson from life. If you don't learn it, they'll keep you there permanently. Thank you.
That's pretty good. Got his mojo there, huh? All right, we have time for one more. So, explain a time in your life when failure was not an option. Explain a time in your life when failure was not an option. All right, Jeanette.
Which one of those signs? In 2010, I decided to start my doctoral degree. I didn't know what I was thinking. I had done my master's about 6 years before, and I said I was going to do the master's doctorate right away. I said, oh, let me wait. And I waited 6 years. Got into it, really loved it. Loved the fact that I was having the opportunity to look at the world a different way every time. But the more I got into it and I realized how much work this was, because I was doing it online, not just the courses, but all the research. And then I got divorced with it. So I had to actually leave the country where I was doing the research. And all this was on student loans, which means I could not fail. I had to get a job when I graduated to pay back those student loans. And that was my motivating factor. Of course, I wanted to do good in the world. And if you are ever thinking of furthering your education in any way, whether it was your master's, your bachelor's, your doctorate, I encourage you to do it, because I will never look at the world the same way again. Every problem, every situation is a problem to be solved. It's an opportunity to grow and learn. So although it was a failure, failure wasn't an option because of the money, that was the thing on my head. Really, the goal to have an impact on everybody's life was really forefront for me. My dissertation was looking at the impact of the organizational climate where you work and how working can be a good thing. Because why do we say, Monday? Why do we say that? You should be loving what you're doing. And if you're not, do something else, or find a way to make yourself really happy.
Thank you. All right, so it's that time of the meeting. We're going to actually bring out our evaluators, our speech evaluators. Today we're going to start with Angel, and he is reviewing Willie's speech.
Okay, Willie. I really like three things about your speech. First one is very organized. You were bullet point. You had the intro or your speech and the closing very good. And second one, it was very informative and well, there is a lot of information you were giving to us, and most of us don't know what is it. And you were explaining those points very like food. I call it like that. And third is the energy you put in from the beginning, energy, how you feel the energy, and all that. The things that I think you're gonna make this speech great next time is ask more questions, more questions, and interact more with the audience. Guys, you know what is here? Yes, just make them feel part of your speech. And second is use more the space. You have the space to use it. Interact more directly with some of them. If you have the option to go around and just face them. And if you can, each one. And something that I want to hear about your speech is we all can put our money to work for us. I think that's stated in your speech. I think it was great.
Okay, now we know Toastmasters. Going to be evaluate
Andrew. Andrew, three things that I like about your speech. The first thing is that you engage at the beginning. And it's really important because a lot of people really, you want to bring people to your conversation. And you say, how many of you? And you make the people participate by raising their hands. You tell them what exactly the people are going to expect about your conversation. You tell the story at the beginning, which is really engaging, so people really connect. So people are really expecting and they are with you in the conversation. So that's really great. So a way to really capture the audience by making the interaction. That was really great. Two areas that I believe that you can improve on. The story, you can break the story and then bring the fact about the story. And then keep the people in the story, and then bring that fact about the story. Sometimes the stories tend to be interesting, but sometimes it's take longer, and people start like, okay, let's come, you know? So when that happens, it's really important to keep the story short and bring the fact. The last one is a critique. Probably would be more in the body language. That I believe that actually you did a great job, a really fantastic job at engaging everybody. And it just, the body language will be a little bit thank you. So with that being said, thank you. Thank you.
I want to add one thing for you, Andrew. I don't think it's necessary for you to tell the audience that you're breaking your story down into three sections. Just do it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't need to explain to everybody that this is the first second. It's just, in your mind, you can keep it that way, but just tell your story and keep it slow. I think it'll work a little bit better that way.
Thank you. Right now, quickly, Ray is going to.
All right, I'm going to evaluate Nell. So 3 things I liked. It was very educational. She had good eye contact, and she kept a solid pace. 2 areas where she can improve. I think you could tie in the childhood story and how you came to this country more into the facts about Dominican Republic. I would like to hear, imagine a girl coming to this country for the first time, or imagine a girl playing, we're talking about this beautiful place that you always remember. Well, I'd like to hear an experience when you actually were there with your family or with your brothers and sisters and experience that beautiful place. It would be good, or it would be interesting to see it if you told it from a third-party perspective, and at the end of the speech you could say, well, that girl was me. Or when you tied in a part that I actually feel that was very memorable is when you became a citizen. And that could be something that you can tie in there, because that was very impactful. You saw the whole room clapped and everything, so that's good meat there for your speech. And ask questions. So how many people like sun, beach, tropical places, or have you ever been to, and start describing the place, and how would you guys like to go on an amazing vacation? Well, that's where I was raised. Or imagine, something to tie people in to it a little bit more. When you ask questions to the audience and you get feedback, it ties people into your story a little bit. But overall, it was good. Thank you.
Now, please welcome to Jeanette. She's going to do the evaluation, general evaluation of the class.
First, I have to apologize because the order of the meeting, I should have come up after the table topics and introduced the evaluator. So the general evaluator takes over that portion of the So at this time, I will ask for the reports from our functionaries. So Gary was our timer, so you can give us a timer at our speeches.
Okay, fantastic. So for the prepared speeches, the goal was 5 to 7 minutes. So let's start off with Wilbur. 7 minutes, 24 seconds, and 58 milliseconds. So you passed it by 24 seconds. You did great. Andrew, you were at 6 minutes, 56 seconds, and 78 microseconds. So you came in 4 seconds or 3.5 seconds under the 7 minutes. So you did a great job. Anel, you came in at 5 minutes, 50 seconds on the money. So right there. So you had the best time. So round of applause for her. So the table topics, Andrew, 57 seconds, you were 3 seconds short, that's okay. And now 1 minute and 37 seconds, very good. Patricia, 1 minute, 21 seconds. Jimmy, 1 minute, 8 seconds. And Jeanette, 1 minute and 57 seconds. So the winner would be Jeanette.
We're running short on time because we have to be out here by 8 o'clock. So what was the word used the most? What was the ums? Okay, great. So and as general evaluator, my only point would be if you have a role, you might want to look over that script before you get in and just read it. I know some of us just filled into that when we came in and just starting on time and ending on time, which we're starting a few minutes late and then a few minutes late. I'm going to turn it back over to our president on this.
It's so wonderful that we got this opportunity. Good things. This podium has been here with intention that actually to find out what you guys are going to do with this. Whatever it is, when you get next to the podium, don't touch it. It's right there, but never touch it. If you have it there, just leave it there, but never touch it. Microphones, sometimes you don't know what to do with the microphone, okay? So get it closer, listen to yourself. If you hear yourself, you're good. Okay, be personal with that. August 1st is going to be our next meeting. Please be aware that actually we are expanding this club. How many of you found value in this meeting? By raising hands. Do you see yourself participating more and develop yourself and growing your communication skills in this area? So my invitation is talk to Wilbur and Joe that actually is in charge to receive any information that you need to how to register and become a member. Talk to Angel. And extended the invitation to really participate on this first. So we want to really blast this place and really pack it because we have a great opportunity. There's a lot of people out there that really need this type of training, education, among them to practice and develop and build the habits. So with that being said, no more further ado, thank you so much for showing up. 80% of the success is
Showing up.
up.
And let's get everybody to this side of the room and take a quick picture. So if we just do that really quick to get
let's do
everybody
that
over here.
picture. Thank you.